Hi, this is Zach here with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Vox Markets for Monday, the 12th of September, and a good start to the week with the FTSE bouncing just above the 50-day moving average to start off with, so that's 73.40, going through the 200-day moving average at 73.88, and resistance here at that April resistance line there around 75.70, so that's hopefully the next target. The other point to note is that we're above RSI 50 now, so the RSI around 55, and that's right in the box seat in terms of being a leading indicator above the neutral 50 level for a bit more on the upside, and so that 100-150 points would tie in where the RSI is at the moment. We were helped over the last week and over the start of the September by the market bouncing once again off the uptrend line, the 2-year uptrend line, and the bottom of a rising trend channel from the spring of 2020. The ideal scenario now would be that we break 75.75 and head up to the top of that rising trend channel, 8100 plus, over the course of the autumn. Obviously, that sounds very ambitious, and we've had 2 or 3 failures over the course of the year to date to get through 7600, but maybe this is the time. Moving on to a market which is not in quite such fine fettle or anywhere near it, the Bitcoin. But even here, we've had a recovery after a final test of the 19,000 area. That was the double bottom for the start of July, and we bounced off that slight bear trap effect below 19,000 and then back up. It sort of almost justifies the idea that we've got a turnaround possible here. Falling trend channel since November, the resistance line from November at 23,000, so above that we're looking for not only old May support around 25,500, but up to the 200-day moving average at 30,000, maybe by the end of next month if we're lucky. What will be really useful in the meantime is that we have decent end-of-day closes above the 50-day moving average, currently just below 22,000. So the more of those we see, the better. What's interesting is that over the last nearly a week actually now, we've had very bullish candles after that bear trap below 19,000. So it looks as though even if we don't do much above 25,000, we will get there, and there is at least an attempt now at a turnaround for Bitcoin. Moving along to the stocks, and the first one is rather obscure one, Actual Experience. It was a situation where flagging the shares really because of the bullish divergence that's been there for July and August, the lower low there for August and the higher RSI trace. Then the 50-day moving average broken today at 2.8 pence. Above that, we've got the chance of a retest of the 4 to 5 pence area, which is basically July resistance, and hopefully that could turn up by the end of next month. Simple stop loss really back below 2.5 pence, which is recent support. Going on to Ark Minerals, which I know some people are following quite carefully at the moment. Here we've had a broken resistance line there from May. That was around 3.2 pence. Above that, initial resistance at 3.5, which is the 200-day moving average. But with that trend line break, we should be lucky enough to see a retest of last month's resistance through 3.8 pence over the next couple of weeks. The other point to note is that we had that lower support there for the beginning of September, but the RSI actually holding up very well, so just about in the category of bullish divergence for this particular stock, and I suppose there is a chance of a proper move to the upside up towards 6 pence maybe over the rest of the year, but early days yet. You need to break that 3.8 pence level and hold above 3.2. On to a stock which has had a decent update today, Condor Gold. Here we've broken a resistance line there around the 24 pence level, and that leaves the shares with the scope to head up towards 29.30 pence to fill that June gap, and maybe it can do that over the next 2 to 4 weeks, which would be quite a result. Stop loss back below 22.25 for Conroy. Moving along to Canadian Overseas, where there's been a big upgrade on resources and hasn't been so far reflected in the share price, which is I suppose par for the course over the recent past, but we are now back around or above actually the old support there for the shares, which was around 15.3 pence, and above that looking for a retest of the main post-June resistance around 22 pence, maybe as soon as the end of the next month, and that would also be up to the 200-day moving average area as well. So at least while we're above 14.5, looking for an improvement there at Koppel. Big news from Greatland Gold, and even throwing in new board members as well. Nice island gap reversal, so gap down and then gap to up, a bear trap island reversal. We get an end of day close above 9 pence. That would seal the deal on a potential bear trap there, July bear trap, and allow the shares to head up towards that main resistance line from this time last year at 14 pence, maybe by the end of next month. But just watch that there's no end of day close back below, I suppose 8.5 and back below the latest gap for the shares. Falling support line there, falling RSI support line, which we bounced off, which might provide some extra momentum for Greatland over the near term. A very sharp bear trap reversal for HeliumOne, if we can get the chart up. Here we had a slide down to the towards the 6 pence area, which is the major support for the shares, and gapped up very strongly today. Got a support line there which has been recovered at 7.25 pence, and above that we're looking for at least 9 pence, which was post-July resistance, hopefully by the end of this month. But a great handbrake turn in terms of the bear trap gap reversal on HeliumOne, and let's see if that does the trick for its shareholders. Landore, I know a lot of people are wishing that to recover now as well. Here we've had a bear trap below the August support. That was at 17.4 pence. Above that, we're looking for 20.21 pence by the end of this month. Bullish divergence there as well. So we had the lower low for September, but RSI trace higher. Best case scenario maybe up to 22 pence by the end of next month on Landore. Rather obscure winner, MC Mining, which is still doing well, gapping up again now. So we've had several gaps now over the recent past. It sort of reminds me of another version of clean tech lithium. So looking very, very good on this situation. Runaway move to the upside. Top of the channel there up to 35 pence, which hopefully will be hit before the end of this month, while we hold above the 24 pence area, which was one of the previous targets, as we jumped higher. So really decent performance there for MC Mining. Maybe not such a famous stock at the moment. We've got Neo Metals. Here we've been gapping up, and very nice looking chart there over the recent past, especially since the beginning of July. The rally started really with that break through the old neckline resistance at 59 pence and through the 50-day moving average then at 61 pence. Current view is that while we're above initial September support, 79 pence, we could head up to 100 pence or £1 by the end of this month, and hopefully at least by the end of next month. So let's see if Neo comes up with the goods. On to Assirium, which has been consolidating, let's say, over the recent past. Has its fans, I know, on Twitter, who seem to have gone rather quiet at the moment, but at least while we're above that support line there from the beginning of the year, around 5.5 pence, got a chance of the shares retesting recent resistance, post-August resistance at 7 pence. Best case scenario target while we're above 5.25 up to 9 pence by the end of next month. But I suppose you'd be waiting for at least an end of day close through the initial September resistance, so at least 6.25 before deciding that the shares are finally on their way. Our 50-day moving average starting to rise as well, so it does suggest a bit of a turnaround maybe in the offing, one to watch. Moving along to Thor Mining, and here we've got a turnaround situation as well, bouncing off that falling trend channel there from this time last year around the 0.46 level, rising 50-day moving average at 0.5 and above 0.5. Looking for the shares to head up towards 0.8, 0.9 maybe by the end of next month. Bullish divergence powering the move there as well. If you're cautious, maybe wait for the 200-day moving average at 0.64 to break, but it looks as though enough has been done here to trigger a turnaround. Moving along to a stock which is not to be confused with Thor Mining, Thor Explorations. Here we've also had a gap to the upside after a gap down, so it's an island gap or bear trap island gap reversal. If I can spit it out. Need to break the 200-day moving average at around 16.25 pence. If we can do that on an end-of-day close basis, we may be set up for a move up to the top of that rising trend channel from October at 21 pence, hopefully by the end of next month. Upside value while we hold above 14. And let's see if some more liquidity can come into that situation. Finally, an extra one, which is Metal Tiger. Just had somebody asking whether the shares can head back higher again. We need to break that line of resistance there from October around 19 pence. If we can do that, it could be up to 24 or 25 pence at that December resistance line. Projection stop loss back below the 50-day line at 16 and a half. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.